You're pregnant?
I am pregnant,
Okay.
and it is with a winged goat baby.
Are you, or maybe you're pregnant with beer, as you're about to describe.
Here we go again. It is time for Comic Books and Cold Ones, your favorite podcast where we drink all things beer and talk all things comic books. As always, this is KMac, and I am joined by the best co-host ever, Prince Yekbot the First.
Thank you
Welcome,
very,
sir.
thank you very much, Kemaga. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm terrible with the nicknames, but that's what I'm going
K-Maga.
with tonight. Kemaga. To describe the series we may be describing
Oh, I
tonight, talking
understand
about
now.
tonight. You got to keep up there.
Yeah, it took me a second. That was so bad. I couldn't even keep up.
I didn't think about a name beforehand like you do, who spends hours pinning nicknames and scratching them off as being good or bad.
Yep. Yep. Days and days at the drawing
Hey,
board.
everybody out there in podcast land, we're happy to come back here today and talk at you and drink some beers with you and do all the fun things that we do and keep you entertained. As always, you can reach out to us at our email at cbcopodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up at Twitter at cbco_podcasts, or check out our Instagram page, comic books and underscore cold ones, for all our pictures of our beers and the topics we're covering and things going on in our life that are involving beer and comics and fun. And we like to hear all your words, and please give us reviews on wherever you download these podcasts.
Correct. And shoot us an email. We
Yep.
love beer suggestions, show suggestions, and everything in between.
And coming off last episode where we previewed our new year, we are re-energized and rededicated to covering new things we don't always cover. And that's what we're
Yes.
doing now tonight. And in that vein, we finally get a shout out to a place that is popular with their own comics and everything. We had our first download from where, KMac?
Well, from Tokyo, baby.
But where in Tokyo?
It is Toyota Tokyo.
Do you think that's where they make the cars?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Of course. From the factory.
I think that actually is the name, where the name comes from. Even though it's with a D, I think that is where Toyotas come from.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, do you think this man drives a Corolla or a Rockarola, a Camry, a Rav4, or this lady? It may be a lady. I apologize,
Maybe a lady.
Rav4.
True. True.
I just gotta give him
Prius.
I gotta give him a name. Is it Prius?
It's
Do we
probably
nickname
a
this?
Prius.
Can we nickname this person Prius? Prius.
Yes.
Prius, please
Mr.
send us an
Prius.
email or hit us up on Twitter and like the things we like, because we want to hear from you and all the car people that inhabit the world around you. Because that's the wackiness we're talking about tonight,
Yes.
that could occur in the comics we're talking about tonight. Today, we're kicking off a new episode version that we're calling Indie Views and Brews. So we're covering an indie comic, or the closest thing you can get to an indie comic that is basically our description of anything that's not DC, Marvel, and I'll throw in Dark Horse there too. The juggernaut is Dark Horse comic still. And we're going to come in Image comic, and we'll be drinking some indie beers with it to go along.
I'm proud to say I got Jeremiah to read his first comic outside of DC and Marvel for this show. I'm super impressed with myself.
It was amazing effort to figure out how I could do that and not disturb my regular routine of reading everything that is 1970s Marvel and DC
We did it.
in my Wayback Machine. But what's the comic we're covering tonight, K-Mac?
Well, we're going to cover Saga, but first I have an update. For Christmas, I got the pub
You're pregnant?
pass. I am pregnant,
Okay.
and it is with a winged goat baby. But
or maybe you're pregnant with beer, as you're about to describe.
yes, that is more likely actually. So I used my pub pass because you challenged me to use the pub pass and then to document it on the social medias and then
I
come
did
on the
this.
show and talk about it.
Okay.
So it was only fit that I used the pub pass for the first time at Big Storm Brewing, one of their locations. So they have a couple of locations around where I live. This one is in Odessa.
Odessa, Florida. Was it just like
Odessa,
Odessa?
Florida.
Was it just like the edge of conflict, Odessa, Ukraine, right now, where they're marshaling up troops from a foreign land, like St. Petersburg?
Well,
See how I
yeah,
did that?
that's I had no idea, but that would explain why Putin was in the bar with me. Fun times.
I don't want them to join Craft Beer Alliance. You must forbid Big Storm from joining Craft Beer Alliance against us who make regular beer in Russia.
and against our vodka. But it was
So,
a nice little place. I got a really good sour, and actually I got a flight of beer, and then I used the pass to get a nice sour. It was very good times, good food, nice little bar.
was it a seamless experience using the pub pass? Like, did they even question it? Did they think these papers are fake or anything?
Well, they took me back into a room and searched all my stuff. But after
Okay.
that, it was after that they're pretty cool.
Now, do they have an official stamp to make sure that they know that you've already been there, or is this all done hyper modern 2022 style with the barcoding?
They stamped it with an actual stamp.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
wow! You
you
get
know
an
they
actual beer visa.
yeah, and they
What
probably
interest?
wouldn't have stamped it if I didn't remind them to stamp it. So I'm an honest beer drinker.
You're like, I need this for my tour so I can keep it in my memory chest
Yeah,
and talk
do my indie beer indie breweries right. No
and,
stealing beers.
and tell a story with it someday of all the beers that I've drank around Tampa
Yes.
Bay St. Pete.
Gather round,
Sometimes
children.
sometimes Clearwater.
Yes. Gather round, children. It's time for Granddad to tell you a story about all the beers I drank.
In
Page one.
2022.
Page one.
Let me let me tell. It was a dark and big stormy night.
Yes. Cha-ching.
Well done, KMac. I'm glad I got a good review for the first use of the pub pass, and I will document that in my travels of KMac blog that I'm writing for the internet.
It's going to be good.
We should do a running by the numbers of all the different things at the pub too, but that's too much work for you, I guess.
That is a lot of work for me.
Yes.
Like rate all the pubs. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, rate them, the number of taps, the number of beers on things, how
Okay.
many nachos what food item how many food items you've eaten at the different pubs.
I will take diligent notes next time.
You should.
I will. I will.
Okay.
I'm a good note taker.
Okay.
So,
I,
like we were talking about, we're going to discuss a little image book called Saga. And this is timely because Saga's been on hiatus for like 4 or 5 years until last week when they released issue number 54. Saga is, I guess, back in the spotlight these days because it's finally coming back. And
I knew nothing about this comic.
well, of course,
Absolutely nothing until I opened the first page and I go, "Oh, this is the Taco Bell comic."
it is the Taco Bell comic. You're
I
right.
was like, all right, I've seen that commercial 1,000 times. I was like, "What's this a-hole dressed up as?" I know all my nerd stuff, and there's another a-hole, and then they don't hook up or whatever, and he just goes to Taco Bell and he breaks. I don't get what the
What's with the horns?
yeah, what's
It's
with the
like,
shield and the sword. And I was like, oh, this is a Taco Bell comic. So
yeah,
that's what I'm gonna call it.
Taco
Taco
Bell
Bell Saga.
comic.
Taco Bell Saga.
Taco Bell Saga. That's perfect. That's perfect. Well, if you haven't read Saga yet, it's put out by Image Comics. It's written by. I'll just do this and then we'll go back to the beers. How's that?
I wasn't gonna slow you down. Now you gotta
Yeah.
stop mid, and people are like, "Well, that was an awkward pause."
Editing
K
floor.
K Mac has to get permission from Yek to go ahead and talk about an artist and a writer.
Well, I went out of order. I went out of the show notes order. It's frustrating. So it's written by Brian K. Vaugn, who's written stuff for Marvel. He may have written things for DC, but I don't remember exactly. He's written a bunch of other Image Comics and other things as well.
My understanding is he wrote some of Lost too.
Did he really?
Yeah, that was my understanding, if I remember right. Yeah, he's notable works. He did Why the Last Man, Runaways, Ex Machina, Pride. For television, he did Lost and Under the Dome. I don't know
Nice.
what he's.
Have you read any of those other books?
I perused, I think, one time a Why the Last Man, and
Yeah.
that's out now on TV, so maybe I'll watch. I've read Ex Machina, I think, a couple of
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read Why the Last Man, and
Oh yeah,
that book.
I read the first run of Ex Machina. Yeah, I
Yeah,
read that.
yeah. I finished Why the Last Man, and I think the show got canceled after one season, and then
It went
he,
straight to Z. No man.
yeah, and then He also wrote Paper Girls, which was really good. I've read most of that. That's coming to Amazon sometime.
Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
And I think he wrote Ultimate X-Men, your favorite version of the X-Men.
Ultimate X-Men is my favorite version of X-Men because they give a gun to Angel.
Exactly.
Because that's what the X-Men were missing, is somebody else carrying a gun.
Well, an angel with a gun.
An Angel with a gun.
Yes. All right. So back to and artist Fiona Staples does a great job in this book. The art's just really good.
Do you think she gets the script and she's like, I gotta draw what?
Maybe I wonder if he just gives her free reign. Like, I need aliens that look like this and monsters that look like this.
I need this many of a JJs and PPs drawn.
I need a giant monster with a club and a huge ball sack.
Make sure his ball sack is showing. I like to think that's all her. She's like, it's like make him look like Fred Flintstone with things. She's like, nah, he's gotta have a giant ball sack. I ain't drawing this book unless I get to put a big ball sack in it. I assume that's the the creative back and forth that Brian and Fiona have here.
Yeah, she's also drawn some Archie, and
Who hasn't drawn some
I
Archie?
know, and I don't recognize anything else she's drawn here. The Secret History of the Authority. Either way, so now we need to move to some important topics. What's your beer?
Okay, so in honor of the fact that the thing I know most about this is that it's got somebody with horns on it from the Taco Bell commercial, as I learned. And get my beer out here. I'm drinking a beer of a brewery that we featured here before called Old Bust Head,
Okay.
whose logo is a billy goat with giant ram horns on him. And that's the reason I'm going with it. And I'm drinking the Caramel Macchiato Stout. They're in Farquhar County, Virginia. It's coming in at 5.7, 30 IBUs, 20 SRM. I don't know what SRM is, but I've drinking this before. It's really good, but it's a coffee, vanilla, and natural cone sugars combined with the roasted malts to lend subtle caramel sweetness for a brew that is refreshing in the summer and decadent in the winter. I don't know how it goes from refreshing to decadent. It's a big swing, man.
It is a big swing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 180.
But the ram horns, it's got them all over it, so that's why it matches Marco, the lead character, one of the lead characters of this comic book.
Well, check you out. You're buying into this indie thing. All in.
Well, I'm buying into indie beers.
Buying into indie beers. Well, that's good enough. That's good enough. So I'm coming today with a beer out of Thin Man Brewery, which is based out of Buffalo, New York, and my beer is called Sci-Fi Hamster Wheel.
Whoa, what kind of beer is it?
It is this kind of beer. Now let me pull it back up.
This is the part, KMac, where we tell people what we're drinking, what type it is. They know, they get excited. They think they're drinking along with us in their air drinks.
Oh,
You gotta drink. You
when
gotta
did we
drink
start doing that?
You gotta sell the mental picture.
All right. So this is an American IPA, 6.6 ABV. The description says it's bursting with an abundance of orange and dank berry and complemented by a fluffy mouthfeel. This comic has some fluffy mouthfeels too.
I was about to say.
It says tons of citrus and the bright finish.
Fluffy mouthfeel in my sack.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So it's out of Buffalo, New York. I'm looking forward to it. The can has obviously like a sci-fi cartoony hamster on it and spaceships. It looks like if anyone has ever seen the Amazing World of Gumball cartoon, it looks kind of in that vein.
Kevin's just gone completely indie off the rails tonight. I don't know any of the words that are coming out of his mouth tonight.
Yeah, my kids used to watch the Amazing World of Gumball. It's a really funny cartoon.
I will take your word at it.
You should watch it, sir. All right. Yours dark?
Oh yeah, what's this stout? Yeah, so It's a
How?
macchiato stout.
I know how dark. That's what I was wondering.
Let's
Darker
see.
than usual, or
No, it shouldn't be as dark. Actually, it is as dark as a barrel aged. I'm pretty impressed. It's moderate head. It's probably Guinness dark. Let me see if it has a
okay,
fluffy mouthfeel also, or if it's decadent. Not so fluffy, but really light and decadent,
really?
and not too coffee. I mean, so that's the caramel and the macchiato part, I guess, coming out. I'm not the biggest coffee stout person in the world, but I rather like this one because it's
So
not too.
did they hit that sweet spot between summer and winter there?
I don't think so, but that's just my initial thought. But it's good. I don't know if I drink this in the summer. I've seen it on the shelves a couple times at summer, and I've never got it. And in the winter for Christmas, they make a peppermint version of it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
That I don't know if I'd like that, but that sounds interesting to try.
that's got to be decadent as decadent. It's what Mrs. Claus does to get Mr. Claus in bed, I think.
Probably, yeah. They brew some peppermint beer up there for sure.
Yo, you know what they do up on that northern poles with their northern pole.
But you're full of the one-liners today. That's great.
Yeah, this is my addition to the show.
So with the foam in this beer, I'm definitely getting some fluffy mouth feels.
Good deal.
Yeah,
Is it pillowy? Is it cloudy or pillowy?
cloudy.
Okay, so it's not too heavy. It's very
Yeah.
cumulus, stratus, serious.
Which one's serious? Remind me of that. Which one is that?
Those the striated ones, the really wispy
Oh,
ones.
yeah. We'll go with those because it's not
Okay,
stratus. It's not cumulus. Not cumulus. Cumulus is too pillowy.
yeah, that's what I was trying to nail you down on
Yeah.
exactly my knowledge of clouds.
Yeah, your meteorology knowledge is outstanding. I
Um,
took one semester of meteorology at Florida State, by the way.
I had forgotten that she had taken meteorology at Florida State. What'd you get in that class?
A or B?
You got a B.
Probably got a B,
You
but
got B for Beaufort scale,
barometric pressure.
barometric.
This is fascinating for the listeners, I bet.
Tell us more about your science class from college.
Oh boy, meteorology. Tell me more. What can wh- what's it called? We have people on TV, but a phone can do their job. It's meteorology.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
A phone can't do this job though.
But they can't, but your phone doesn't offer stupid one-liners against the traffic girl.
That is true. Not yet.
And get the pithy back and forth with the wreck on the tollways.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep, yep.
They're still useful. I
And,
redact my statement.
and talk about wrecks. You know what's a wreck? When somebody from Landfall and somebody from Wreath smash and make a baby. Because
No.
that's what happens in Saga. And you're thrown in medias res in this book with a ramshackle world. We're not going to break it all down for you, so please read it for yourself. We're kind of going to go over the highlights of things we like the best. But just to give you kind of a big overview, if you haven't read it, uh, all you need to know is there's been a galactic war going on for centuries, as far as I can tell, between a planet and a moon. The people of Landfall are winged people with any type of wings, bats, birds. I don't know if platypi have wings on their planet, but they all have wings.
They all
And then
do.
everybody on their moon of Wreath have horns. And the lead character Marco has ram horns, we said, and Alana has bat wings, right? If I remember right,
Yeah,
his
bat wings.
counterpart and lover. And you
And
find out they're
wife.
running on, yeah, they're on the lamb with a baby that they made themselves that has what?
Both horns
Yeah.
and wings. And that has super huge political implications for each side of this war. Because the
Mm-hmm.
war, from how they described it, has been going on for generations. It's just become its own machine, essentially. That just is fought by people on other worlds now, but it's just what drives that whole galaxy at this point.
Yeah. It's the perpetual thing of keeping things in motion that they basically the whole economy and ethos of everything on the thing is around it, whereas it's very 1984ish that way, where the people of such and such country land and continent or against this country and land. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it changes every week. But no, their baby, you don't find the name for at least a little bit. But you have the baby Hazel. And what I like best about this whole thing is about the whole series so far. I've only read the first 3 volumes. Is it's really family kind of oriented on the characters, it's really character driven more than anything, and it's really solid on that. It is absurdity to the max.
Right. It's wacky.
Yeah. So it's I think I read there was a review by Harlan Ellison, and I think that was the best kind of quote is that this is the kind of story that Hollywood people would love to tell, that there's no constraints on it at all.
Right. I've been wondering how they can, if at all, adapt this to something on television. I would think it'd have to be animated.
It could. I mean, the fact that for those people that have read it, that you wander around a land that's scorched by everything, and there's ghosts in it, and you can grow rocket ships like trees, and aliens grow on space dragon eggs, giant ball sacks, as we mentioned. that yeah, they are not confined to the realm of normality, and the best part is they're not even trying to attempt to place order on everything. So the only order, as we were kind of talking about, is the war itself. That's it. These people fight these people, and the people with the horns hate the people with the wings. That's the only order of things.
Right. And everything that Marco and Alana are doing is out of that order. So the people who are trying to keep the status quo are essentially after them and chasing them the entire time. And who are some of those people that are chasing them?
So we got a
They're some of
variety
the coolest characters.
a variety of characters, as you can imagine, going after them from both sides. From the landfall side, which is the Alana side, you have a member of royalty from the Robot Kingdom who are, as far as you can tell, are vassals of Landfall now, even though they're royalty, and they have TVs for heads, but they still act all
Yes.
royal, and they can transform with cannon arms and stuff. You have Prince Robot the Fourth, who is drawn back into battle even though he is supposed to be retired, and he has knocked up his wife of his own with a little TV head, with a Sony Watchman, Sony Watchman in the oven.
Or Apple Watch.
No,
No, not a
you did get
Sony.
the reference.
What's the reference? Tell me the reference.
Sony Watchman. Do you remember back in the early '90s when they first came out with portable TVs? And the Sony Watchmans were those ones you could hold in your hand.
So vaguely. But sorry, I ruined your joke.
Like there was gonna be like a person that got that, and he's gonna be laughing his
I
balls off
know.
that there's a mini baby with a Sony Watchman head in somebody's robot tummy.
It's like a Game Boy.
Basically, it's the pre-Game Boy, yes.
Yeah.
But you had a little thing you could pull off. I of course never owned one because they're way too much, and
Yeah, me
I'm
either.
sure they had shit service or whatever. But I just remember seeing them at the Radio Shack and being like, "Oh my god, you can just wash around and watch TV."
Good times. Good times.
The future,
It was the future. Like with Nintendo Power Gloves.
indeed. Speaking of Nintendo Power Plugs, they covered that on Good Mythical Morning today. They they used one on
Oh
playing
yeah?
Mike Tyson's Punch Out. It actually worked pretty well for him. I was pretty impressed.
Really? I never I used it a couple of times and it never really worked well for me.
I know, no. I had one friend who had 2 brothers, and somehow they were able to afford to get the Power Glove as their gift to the 3 kids together.
Mhm.
And we went over there, and of course you're like, "Holy shit, motherfucking
The
Power Glove,
Power Glove, yeah.
man!" And you end up realizing that you just play it like a normal controller because the glove actions don't work.
You can't really use them for any of the games, right? I mean, like, how are you going to jump with Super Mario with a glove?
My favorite is they had a game that came with it was a handball game, and it kind of worked with it a little bit. Yeah,
So,
Mario, you had to open your hand and close your hand. That's all you could do is jump and move up and down, move back and forth like this, and up, up.
oh jeez. So
But it was amazing still.
what was the holy shit toy that you had as a kid?
If I had to say, I got a Castle Grayskull before I even knew it was going to be a thing.
Oh,
Like,
Castle Grayskull. I had that
yeah,
too.
that's what I got.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
You
like
want
I
to know what mine
eventually.
was?
What was yours?
Mine was the GI Joe freaking aircraft carrier.
You did not get the
I did
aircraft carrier.
have the GI Joe
No,
aircraft carrier.
so KMac is now lying to you. He's that kid at school that lied to you that he had the aircraft carrier.
I'm the only kid I've ever met, and the only person I've ever met who ever owned that.
There was only one. There's one other kid in our school that had it, and we all went over and played on it. It was the most amazing thing.
Yeah, it was cool.
So it
Yeah,
wasn't you and your brother that shared it together as a gift.
maybe, but I don't really count my brother in that. Sorry, Bri. Just kidding. Maybe we had it together, but I just count as me having it at this point.
Now I hate you more than ever. Do you still have it? And you never played. You never brought it to college with you so you could play
No,
with it.
I wish I still had it. When we moved down to Florida, I don't think it ever got rebuilt because we didn't have the space for it.
Boo.
I know. I wonder if I could find it in my parents' garage. If I can, you better believe I will build that. I'll build that live on Instagram.
I will fly down to help
Fascinating.
you.
Okay.
I'll see if I still have my Sky Strike in the garage and fly it down on my lap. Sir, you had to put that under your seat. No, the Sky Strike does not leave my hands until it lands on the USSS flag in KMac's garage.
That's right.
Thank you very much, flight attendant. Now, speaking of toys, since we're talking about Saga and this wackiness, what wacky thing from Saga do you think you would like to have a toy of?
Oh boy, that is a good question. I think there are a couple of things I wouldn't mind having, like a Prince Robot action figure. I think that'd be cool, or maybe a lying cat that says lying that you can just push and it'll say lying to people. I think that lying cat is hilarious. So,
Like Battle Cat size from He-Man or a little bit bigger?
well, Battle Cat size from He-Man would be good, um, but you could get one the size of like a bicycle. That'd be awesome. You can just kind of sit on it and stare at people as they go by.
So, for people that don't know, one of the people that is chasing the Alana and Marker with the child in the first 3 volumes I read is a freelance bounty hunter called The Will. All bounty hunters' names begin with the, which I like, and his sidekick is a large gray cat that knows when people are lying, and it only says lying when they're lying.
Lying cat. I think we should put the in front of our names as well.
The KMac.
And the Yek.
Nicely. Well, that's what we'll do for this episode.
Yes, that is what we should do.
We are now freelancers.
Yes.
But always, bounty hunters are good characters in any story, right?
I think so. And what I like about the bounty hunters in this story so far, and I've read a little bit farther ahead, is they seem to like switch sides. It seems like a lot of characters in this story, they're shades of gray. They're not all good and not all bad.
Well, they are bounty hunters, so yeah, they go for the highest price, right?
That is true for the most part, but the Will showed that he's not necessarily always going for the highest price when he rescued Sophie the slave girl
from the sex
Tillion.
Yes, the sextillion, which is a sex, like it's basically like Vegas in outer space, but even crazier. As we said, they are not confined to any of the norms of order. So, Mrs. Staples can draw some wacky sex stuff that you would not
some
believe.
Wacky characters that are really like just built for that stuff.
So, when you think of a human centipede, she makes a human centipede with a lot of memories.
Yeah, this book is crazy.
So, yeah. But going back to the bounty hunters, the only thing they're loyal to is the fact that they have a union.
They do, and they have what are they're like union brokers or whatever. They have agents.
Yeah, they have
right?
agents. They have agents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
And
so if you get a toy for any of these characters, what would your toy be?
I was gonna go with. I was thinking the wooden rocket ship. I was originally thinking Lion Cat, but I think I want the action playset of the lighthouse from Mr. Heist, the author of the book. I want that action playset.
That would be pretty cool
Mm-hmm.
to go along with the Castle Grayskull.
Yes, they could be right next door.
Mm. I also had GI Joe headquarters.
I got GI Joe headquarters a couple years after it came out. That was my big GI Joe thing that I
Mm.
had. Never had the Terradrome.
Did you have the hovercraft?
I had the hovercraft.
It did not float. Did not float. It
A
sank.
little bit, a little bit. It'd get
Not for
water in
long.
it. It
Yeah.
would get water in it.
Yeah. Not good.
But it did come with Cutter, the only Coast Guard member of the Joe team.
That is very true. Very true.
Cheers to
Shout
the
out to
Coast
Cutter.
Guard. Cheers,
Yes.
cheers,
Cheers to Coast Guard.
and
Yes.
you, Cutter, for keeping us safe and our coast safe, and rescuing
So,
all those crab fishermen for us,
yep.
who could deliver us crab.
How's your beer so far?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, the caramel comes through and mellows out the coffee taste, which I really like. So, as you know, I'm not a coffee drinker, so it doesn't overpower it. It comes in perfectly. And as you notice, the people in Saga do not drink coffee either. They just
They
go on the
don't,
land.
which is very weird that they don't drink coffee.
Because
They need it.
in a normal world, people don't drink coffee, and this is a completely normal world.
Super normal. Super normal. Yeah, but I think the either the lighthouse or the rocket ship would be a great playset.
I think that those are the two best places. Because I thought about the planet they start off on, Cleve, maybe, but it's it. There's too many vignettes, so yeah, you really can't do it so much. And yeah, the oversized figure though would be the Stalk, the freelance's girlfriend, who also goes after him, who is a
Yeah.
anthropomorphic Spider Woman, like all white.
Yeah.
And she would be the big. So you normally have the one toy that's like, the action figure that comes in the car, but then you have the one that comes in a box. You're like, holy crap, they made that. She'd be that toy.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Her or the big guy.
Would she have giant spider vajayjay action?
Probably. I don't know. We may find out.
But you know what you would do? You would lose all the little knick-knack guns and stuff she would carry in her hands.
That's true. And she needs all those knick-knack guns.
Yeah. That'd be the thing that I would have a meltdown off. I lose my last guns. And my mom's like, it's okay. And I'm like, no, the toy is broken now. I got stuck. Does the vajayjay still work? I don't care about the vajayjay.
Yeah. Little Yek with his the Stalk toy.
Yeah. But yeah, of those, those are my big upshots so far of this random tale. What you got?
Repeat that question. What do you want me to talk about?
What else do you like about this story?
Oh, what else do I like about this story? I really like that it's just exploring a universe. With each issue, you're not sure if you're going to be, on a planet, on a moon, on some weird like celestial embryo, or and you don't know what kind of characters you're going to meet. Like it's just wide open, and in general, I really like that.
Now, do you think they have any planning for any of that when they do these?
I don't know. It would seem like they have to plan for this. You'd have to have like a serial killer board in your office, because there's so many characters and they're all interrelated in different ways, especially as you get on to like, the later volumes. There's just like so much back and forth, and then so many different characters have, things going on with one another. But yeah, they're serial killers, I think. Brian K. Vaugn, serial killer.
They just have a writing room dedicated to yarn from random pictures from National Geographic for the parts of the story they're going to tell next.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you think I don't think they actually plan for any of that. I think maybe he has some idea of where it's going to end up, but I think the in-betweens, he's just like, okay, now space sperm come out of this. She's like, okay, yeah. She's like, okay. Or maybe she's like, here, I drew a space sperm. Can we include this?
Yeah, here's some ideas I have. It could just be Fiona Staples is just freaky, and she comes up with all and she comes up with everything and pitches it to him.
So for our friend out there in Toyota Tokyo, I've read some of the manga before, and this is up there with the wackiness that can go on in the manga.
That is very true.
Yes. So yeah, I don't know if it's influenced by that at all, but it's akin to that because it also has simple lines. It's not really detailed drawings. It's very very simple line work art. Not overly hatched or anything or overly inked.
Yeah, that is true. I can see how she, drew Archie. It's a very, like very comic book, like classic comic book style.
Now, of the planets that you've seen, which one do you want to live on?
Oh, well, there's that planet that everything you eat is like heroin,
Oh, that's a cool planet.
but it makes you kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it seems like they had fun for a little bit there.
Like I might lean to sextillion, but I think it's just too much. Even just too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
I just even reading those pages, I had to take a shower afterwards. It was like I just imagine all the bacteria. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. Luckily, I have lots of antiseptic hand wash that I just squirt over myself.
You do a nice hot
So, yeah,
shower,
yeah,
some
so
antiseptic. And it's funny, Landfall. Did you get to the part where they show Landfall, where they go to interview Alana's stepmother?
I have not gotten to that part. No.
So Landfall looks just like a suburb, like an Earth suburb.
Because yeah, the little bit of wreath you saw, it looks just like an open meadow, like a rustic rural place where you would have goats and
Right,
sheep.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's where Jim Brewer lives.
Is it?
Yeah, Goat Boy.
I was waiting for it.
I saw him at the Improv once, years and years ago.
Did you laugh?
I did laugh. He was really funny, and he saved Goat Boy till the very end, which I think was a good idea.
I wouldn't have. I was surprised he actually did it live without the
Yeah.
makeup and everything.
Yeah, I was too. And if he did it at the beginning, everyone would have left right after. It's like, we saw Goat Boy. We're out of here now.
Of top 10 lines in movies,
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
maybe Jim Brewer's line from Half Baked, where he sees the booby and goes, "There's a full on fully."
Oh, it's been so long since I've
That's
seen
such
it.
a good line.
Wasn't Bob Saget in that movie?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
that's a full on fully. When they're in the big fight at the end and the girl's boob pops out. It's a good quote.
It is a good quote.
So anytime I see a boob pop out on anything on TV,
Full on fully.
I point at it, no matter who's watching it with me, even when I'm in the presence of my mother and my sister.
That's mature of you.
Well,
You treat everyone as an equal.
you gotta
Not
call
worried
out
about it.
every once in a while you gotta call out the obvious.
Every once in a while. Yeah.
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 I'm trying to think. So did they have any beer or booze in any issues that we read? I don't remember any.
I don't think so either. I feel like they're just
No
on the run
coffee.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no coffee. Um, yeah, I don't think so. Well, when you've seen when they get to the planet Quietus, right? Have you gotten there?
Yes, that's where they
Okay.
get the lighthouse playset.
Right. So when they first meet the author, he's drunk. He's drinking something.
Yes,
He's drinking like whiskey or
whatever Cyclops' drink.
yes, whatever Cyclops' drink. So who would win in a fight? D. Oswald Heist or Cyclops?
X-Men Cyclops?
Yeah, X-Men Cyclops.
X-Men Cyclops. Well, X-Men Cyclops has no creativity.
He does not.
And he's a stick in the mud.
That is a muddy planet, though.
Yes. And Heist reminds me of being like Dr. Zoidberg from Futurama.
He does. He does. That's a good point.
So I'm going Zoidberg knockoff instead of Cyclops.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you know how much I don't really like Cyclops. He's kind of a bummer.
I know. That's why I asked you.
Yes.
So, and Heist is able
Even
to
though
sneak up on them drunk and shoot them.
even though
Well,
he's
he in stained underwear.
even though he's kind of chubby and fat, yeah.
Yeah, I think he gets a jump on Cyclops.
And he writes such an eloquent love story novel, a Harlequin novel.
I know. Cyclops couldn't do that.
Who do you think the Fabio model was for the cover? Like what what kind of wings?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder if he's going to be in the story. Should be, right?
Fabio? Fabio's
Fabio,
gonna
yeah.
be. I can't believe it's not Bada. I can't
Hit get
believe
hit
I'm in.
by.
I
Can't
can't
believe I'm getting
believe.
hit by a bird on a roller coaster.
Yes, I can't believe I got hit by a member of landfall on this coaster. That's a great. That's a great event.
Yeah.
You bring out Fabio for the debut of your coaster. Put him in the front seat, and he gets nailed by a bird.
Yeah. It's the best publicity you can hope for.
At no point is that not in the top 100 achievements of mankind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Easily.
or in terms of things hit by birds, it's like number two to Randy Johnson hitting a pigeon with a fastball.
Right. Right. I mean,
Number two,
Randy Johnson is an asshole for doing that. Like, why would? Because he did that on purpose, right? He's such a good pitcher.
lots of control.
Yeah. Yeah. Throws strikes anytime he wants.
Yes, takes out members of the pigeon kingdom.
All right. So far in this story, who is your favorite character
Okay,
or
if I'm,
characters?
ooh,
Antagonist, protagonist, whoever.
ballsack. It's a scrutchy ballsack. I think I'm gonna go Isabel because
Yeah.
she's pretty. Like, I don't know how he wrote in this 2014 or whatever when he's writing it, but a grunge character from 1990 as a half-bodied ghost, slacker kid.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. He's really digging deep there,
Yeah,
right? Half slacker kid.
which you wonder if she was killed because she died sometime during they were fighting for Cleve, so maybe she died in the equivalent of the 1990s on Cleve,
Oh, interesting.
right
Good
when
point.
Nirvana was getting big, or Hervana or whatever they call whatever the Cleve version of it, Kurvana.
Cleavana.
Yep,
Well, that's a
that's what
good
I'm thinking.
choice. That's a
And
good choice.
who you going with?
Oh boy. I when I asked you the question, I honestly hadn't thought about it at all. I think I'll probably go with a tough one. I'll go with Prince Robot the Fourth because of what happens with him later as well.
Yours also biased
This is
toward
cryptic, yeah,
to
cryptic and
robots.
biased. I do have a soft spot for robots.
You're
Yeah,
just
yeah. I have a couple here at the house, so I feel like I have to be, fair to them, and I need to pick Prince Robot the Fourth.
I was just watching an episode of MST3K, and
Good robots.
they were saying their prayers good night and wishing well for all the robot buddies. So they started listing all the robots and having little things like, Ed 209, I wish you the best. I can't believe somebody designed a robot that couldn't walk downstairs. And they get through all and like RoboCop. I understand he had some hard times, and 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 all of them. It gets, and eventually they're done. And Joel's like, and who else? You got to say it. They're like, oh, we don't want to say it. You got to. It's like, and you too, Tweaky, from Buck Rogers.
Oh, geez, that's funny.
For the people out there who have not seen the Buck Rogers shows from the 80s, there is a robot that looks like CP3PO squished down, named
Yeah, it's
Tweaky.
been so long, but I know what you're talking about. That's funny. Do they thank C3PO and
They sang 3v3O, R2D2, Ed 209, yeah, they just go through pretty much the list. Whatever the Lost in Space robot is, I can't think of the name of them right now.
Yeah. So Tweaky looks like the robot from Spaceballs, the C3PO from Spaceballs as
Yeah,
well.
but
Yeah,
squished down.
it's squished down. Yeah.
And I'm wondering how they did. They had to have my child star be Tweaky.
No, real robot. Real robot.
We had that technology at the turn of 1980.
Yeah. Yeah. $1 Million Man. Knight Rider. They could make Kit. Of course, they could make a robot.
Well, I mean, Kit's a big ass car. It's easy to get a robot in there.
Well, that is true.
All I had to do is put that English guy under the hood and tell him to talk.
But they had to take. They had to. The hard part was getting him from Hawaii and away from Magnum PI in time to.
Not Higgins. Not Higgins.
Oh
It
no,
was
that's right.
the
It's a principal from Boy Meets World.
yes, but before
Yes,
that, at that
before
time, they had to drive him across town from being a doctor on St. Elsewhere.
Saint Elsewhere.
So they had to pull him away from Howie Mandel and stuff him into a Trans Am, which was an easy for an Englishman. But they promised him big bucks on Boy Meets World.
They did. I mean,
You
you
do all
can't turn down
this.
that Boy Meets World money, that
You do
Mick
all
money.
this. You get to be a side character in the show with a character named Topanga.
Does anyone in the real world have that name?
Well, I mean, there's the Topanga Canyon in L.A., so I assume somebody's probably been named Topanga at some point,
Probably.
just like somebody's been named Burbank.
Yeah, that's true.
Surprised you didn't name one of your children Burbank.
Yeah, I know it was right up there. Yeah, considering I've never been there, but it was like 2 and 3 on the list for
Yeah,
sure.
that should have been wife ixnayed Burbank.
Yeah, yeah.
A hole.
I didn't say
I I didn't mimic your voice.
that. So we really do like the story. Just the characters don't have a lot of history to riff on at this point, right?
Well, they do. It's just that it's all like I said. What we like best about it? Let's do it again. No order, character driven, wacky stuff, and kind of strong drive. You know it's going someplace, but you don't know where it's going. You don't that unknown. What don't you like about it?
Oh, what don't I like about it? I don't know if there's anything I don't like about it because every time I read it, I'm really surprised, and I like being surprised. So I don't know if there's anything that I necessarily don't like about this.
I don't like people with horns.
Yeah,
I'm biased. I'm biased against the horny.
I know, but you have to get over that.
You know, my strong bias against the horn. Corn horn knew not not for him. Got a phobia
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
ever since that time at the petting zoo.
I know. I know.
Up the hoo hoo. It was fun.
You didn't have to tell everyone that.
Hey, we're honest with that. That's why the fans keep coming back from Tokyo.
That's
The
true.
honesty in
That's
the show. It just took 8 months to get out.
So where do you think, if you had to guess, where do you think this is going?
It's going to wrap up with
Right now they're on issue 55.
yes.
Just to
So
let you know about
you
where it
think
is.
they're going to shoot for 100? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe.
Yeah,
But
I've heard that
they
I've
took
heard
a
they
big
don't have
lead.
an end in mind. I've heard they don't have plans to end it.
Okay, that's the reason it's called Saga. See, then it can't be a saga. You got to have
Maybe
an
they
ending for
do.
a
Yeah.
which all right. Number two things I don't like. If you're going to call your thing Saga, you have to have an end to a saga. That's how sagas work. If not, you should have called it soap opera.
Maybe, yeah.
Dear Mr. Vaugn and Mrs. Staples, you misnomered your thing. Change it. Also, how much did you get from Taco Bell?
Do you think it's just so the reason the characters got together was because they read the book, right? Do you think that this is going to just be a book that Hazel is writing?
Well, it's obvious she's writing it now, right? It's all told,
Yeah, she's the
narrated by her.
narrator. Yeah,
Yes, she's the Morgan Freeman of the thing.
right. But is she writing a book or is she just telling the story? I think she might be writing the book.
Of her life.
Yeah.
So there's got to be, at some point the parents got to die or be alive or ending. I think they end up on their respective thrones.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or whatever, however that works. And then it's a saga, so it's going to end happily ever after, right? Somehow.
Somehow they're gonna like defeat the dark side of the
Yeah.
Force.
As Mr. Heist said, all fairy tales are basically encouraging kids to go out and have more adventures. So
Very true.
they, they warn you of all the dangers, but really what they're telling you to do is go out and have adventures because the dangers don't mean anything.
Right, you get out of the
Yeah,
dangers, and the adventures they're really fun to read about. So
yeah.
you
So
should
that's what
have
I
them.
think it's where it's heading is. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
interesting.
know, but I don't know where. I know we're gonna have more characters die. So even through what I got, I think they're not dedicated to keeping any characters alive except for Hazel.
Yeah, I
So
mean, she would
even
obviously be the only one that has to stay alive.
and I think Alana and Marco either or could die and then be resurrected as a ball sack because they're not
or
confined in,
or half ghost.
or or half PP ghost. You're not thinking out of the box enough, KMac.
I am not. I am not.
Hey, you're not thinking smutty enough, out of the box enough, and then wacky enough.
That is true. Like I said, this book surprises me with every issue. So
Indeed.
yeah. So will you keep reading this, or are you just is that enough?
I think I'll pick it up maybe once a month and read the next book because it only takes like a night to read through one of the
The volumes.
trade backs.
Yeah.
So you can they read quickly. So there's what I like about one other thing I like back then. It's not full of stupid narrative of writing where I had to tell you every little thing about the universe in small type and a page in between, like some people right now are writing and getting praised for, which is just annoying as shit.
But
You don't have to.
what if you
The whole
invent your
point.
own island plant language?
The whole point of comics is you don't have to spell it out for everybody.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I do like that. It's a fast read, and it's a page turner too. It is it it keeps moving. It really has a forward thrust to it,
Like a tree going through outer space.
just like a tree going through it. Like that's how a tree goes through outer space. I would like to live in that tree. I think that'd be pretty cool.
You were always a big fan of Swiss Family Robinson, so I can see it.
I
Yeah.
was. I've been on the Swiss Family Robinson Island at Disney.
Did you have a pet monkey?
No, that's one thing they don't let you do, which is why I gave that a thumbs down.
Yeah. But reading ahead, I haven't read ahead. Do Alana and Marco get a pet animal?
I don't believe so. No,
Okay.
no.
They're not a
Well,
fully so a family's got to get a pet animal eventually. So that's where I think it's setting.
yeah,
They end
they
up at
could.
the shelter to adopt a syphilitic vagina.
Oh, there are so many of those at the shelter too. That's nice of them.
Well, people leave those behind the first.
All right. So besides Saga, what else are you reading now?
Well, I haven't read anything, but I did plow through stuff. I did watch second season finally of Mandalorian.
Oh, cool.
Got through that. And people had panned it, and I thought the second season was probably better than the first season.
Cool. Yeah, I watched the first episode of season one, and that's all.
You have season one's it's solid.
That's
Season
what I
two is
heard.
better, and you get the things that lead into the book of Boba Fett, and so it had come strongly recommended by friend of the show ADK, and
Ah,
so
ADK.
I had to watch it. And the second season you get appearance of lightsabers, so yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool. I've heard good things about the second season as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
I've
Some people, yeah, I read some people that it was a letdown. I was like, oh, it was actually better storytelling, better overall, because the first season's basically monster of the week.
that's what I heard. It was
When,
choppy like that.
yeah, they were trying to build lines, and they finally brought the lines together, and then they got where they were going, which was good.
Yeah, I heard the second season was more focused.
Yeah, and then I plowed through all of Peacemaker, which wasn't a whole lot of episodes,
Oh, I have to watch
and
that. How many
it
is that?
there's only 6 episodes.
Was it okay?
Oh, it's really good.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah,
Is
James Gunn writes and directs
oh,
the episode, so he
oh, I
doesn't
didn't
let
know that.
down. Yeah,
Okay, all right. I will check that out.
he brings over characters from Suicide Squad, like some of the actors. so they didn't skimp on the budget or anything, which was pretty impressive. And yeah, like as we were talking before, John Cena has continued on with his being a good comedic lead, Ham, and the kid that plays Vigilante is really good as
Oh, that's
believable as a psychopath sociopath.
right. Hmm.
There's no, and then, yeah, you don't know where it also where yeah you don't you think it, you can watch the commercials, but you don't know the story that's going to go on. You're like, oh yeah. And yeah, Robert Patrick's amazing as the Nazi dad, just over the top.
Okay, I'll have to
That
check
kind of
that
level,
out.
that kind of level of things where like yeah, you in like the second iteration of Peacemaker when they retconned him, his dad becomes a Nazi, and that's trained him into things. And Robert Patrick plays that version of the dad, and has a has a weird relationship with his son, of course.
I can bet. Like Terminator Nazi is
Yeah,
crazy.
yes. But he's kind of got a moldish hair, but he's also like a scientific super genius.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
yeah, which is really odd. And yeah, and they continue on. What was the other? Oh yeah, you get since they're based on the Charlatan comics. Peacemaker comes over from Charlatan, and he in Watchmen basically that's the Joker, or not the Joker, but the comedian character is Peacemaker
Okay.
when they redid it. But Judo Master makes an
Oh,
appearance.
Judo Master. I remember him from my Who's Who.
Yes, Judo Master makes an appearance. He's pretty awesome.
They should. I mean, it's perfect how they're taking these like C and D characters and just the ridiculous characters and just putting them in these shows and movies. That's what they need to do with DC. DC has so many
Yeah.
characters that are just crazy.
What's amazing about this one is it basically could be a CWDC show, except for they do all the adult themes like killing people and show boobies and all those things. But it basically he could exist in the same world as the
Like the
DC
Flash.
Flash and Arrow and things like that. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
because it's got that same feel and yeah, chemistry among the actors and stuff. So it's really good to watch. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's good. That's a good recommendation. I appreciate that. I will check that out for sure.
So all you people out there, if you haven't watched it yet, watch Peacemaker season 1.
Are they going to do a second season? Did it end on a
Oh yeah, yeah.
cliffhanger?
Oh yeah, Oh yeah. There's yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Like I said, yeah. What's nice is yeah, you don't when you start watching, you don't know where it's going at all, and you don't know why they've hired Peacemaker back as an assassin for the government, and they got a lot of twisty lines in there.
Cool. And James Gunn obviously always does a good job with
Yeah.
whatever he makes. So you have to trust in James Gunn, right?
What are you reading or watching?
Well, I'm not really watching anything comic book related. I'm watching the final season of Ozark on Netflix, so that's kind of taken up a lot of my time. You have
I have not
Netflix?
watched any of the Ozark stuff. I've
Oh,
heard it's decent. Is it worth watching? Having been to the Ozarks numerous times, as you know, my
mhm.
sister was a star and minor celebrity in Branson, Missouri.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's the name of the town. I was trying to remember what the name
yeah, yeah.
was. Um, so I've never been there, but I imagine this is what it's exactly like.
Yes.
But Bateman is great in it. Like he's great in everything. Yeah, but I would highly recommend it. I think it's probably the best show that Netflix has made.
Now, when you're watching it, instead of Laurel Linney, do you want um, what's her name instead? Who's
The one from Jurassic Park.
no, no. Mm, uh, I can't think of her name. She's from Chicago. As good as it gets.
Oh, Helen
Uh,
Hunt.
Hunt, yeah. So Laura Linney started out as the poor woman's Helen Hunt, but I think now she's jumped over and been now she's the primary Helen Hunt
Yeah, I think so too.
with her rise. With her rise.
So I googled looks like Laura Linney, and the only thing that came up was pictures of Laura Linney, and a picture of Kevin Spacey. That's wrong.
Other than um, what was our name? Laura Linney's greatest work,
Oh, jeez. I couldn't tell you. What is it?
Congo.
Oh, she was in Congo with Bruce Campbell.
She's she's the lead lady in Congo. She's Bruce Willis's fiance that dies.
Bruce Willis was in Congo.
No, but sorry, No, I'm sorry,
Bruce
Bruce
Campbell.
Campbell. Yeah,
Bruce
Bruce
Campbell.
Campbell.
Bruce
Bruce
Campbell
Campbell's.
died like in the first 10 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah. That's who she goes to get.
That's a good book, though. I read the book. The movie
Well,
was
it's
pretty
even better
crappy.
film. I'm sorry, it's even better
Oh,
film.
are you sure? Of
Yes,
course it is. Of course it is. Yeah.
it's got Ernie Hudson, Bruce Campbell, Laura Linney,
Mhm.
the great Tim Curry, is Russian Diamond expert.
Did you just watch this the other day?
No, I just knew all my Congo stuff.
I don't think I've seen this since the 90s.
A robot that can, a gorilla that can talk with
Oh,
back.
yeah. Oh, wow. I still haven't watched Skyscraper. We have to get The Rock on here.
Yeah. That's well, we got to make a show out of that. That's gonna be our best show.
That will be our best show. So, aside from watching Ozark, I'm also reading the new, I guess it's just ended, but the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil run,
Okay.
where where the story is Kingpin is the mayor of New York City and Daredevil in his unhealthy state, like as he just got hit by a truck or something, but he's getting back into crime fighting and he accidentally kills someone. So the police are hunting him and all the heroes are telling him you have to take a break. And he's actually sleeping with a married woman too. So Daredevil's up to some unchristian like stuff, He's going to confession all the time.
very un-Catholic, yes.
Yeah, very un-Catholic of Daredevil.
Oh,
But it's
un-Catholic, but very Catholic. Because he can go to confession. It's all good.
Yeah, right. I mean, you just do what you want to do, and then you get forgiven.
As long as you go to the confessionals and
Yep.
say the rosary.
Yeah, but it's a good story so far. I'm curious to see where it's going. It's the one where I think by like issue 25, Elektra becomes Daredevil because he goes back to jail, which and that's fine. They've kind of overplayed the Daredevil going to jail thing. I think it's been done like 3 times at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. People got to understand he's a shitty lawyer if he can't keep himself out of jail.
exactly. Because I think Bendis and Brubaker wrote stories where he was in jail, but that might have been the same story, and just like Bendis gave it up to Brubaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So far so good.
Got to keep himself out of jail though.
Yeah. So there's this cop that Kingpin has assigned to capture Daredevil or capture any other costumed hero. So he has a stake out for Spider-Man. Spider-Man eventually, like he's just like they set up all these fake crimes and Spider-Man comes and tries to break up the crime and he realizes it's, a setup. And then he takes this cop and he just hangs him from webbing on top of the building. And he's like, you have to stop this now, please. You're bothering me. It's just a really funny scene where Spider-Man's saying, look, the reason I do this, yeah, and maybe I'm a vigilante, but what am I supposed to do? I have these powers. I just sit around and do nothing? No, I should help. It's a pretty funny scene.
So you're recommending this to read?
Yeah, I think it would be good to read.
Thumbs up.
You would like it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to you as the next thing you should read, but you should read it.
Not the next thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of next things, this is a question for all your fans out there as we close this episode out. Do we do, with it coming up next weekend, another Superman Super Bowl?
No. I think we hit all Superman's high spots in that one episode, all of them. I don't know what they're else.
Do you think we got to all the Superman fans in our one episode to cover us for the rest of our podcasting life?
I think so. Are there any other heroes with the name Super in front of their name?
Are there other supers? There's got to be some. I can't think of. Or Superwoman, of course. Supergirl.
But she's in the crime syndicate, right?
And
I mean, out of the Superman family.
Out of Kryptonians, you mean?
Yeah.
I do not know. There's Uberman, right?
Uberman.
I don't know. Yeah. So you're ixnaying that. So for everybody out there that are Superman fans, listen to this. KMac said no more to Superman episodes.
Here's the thing.
I tried for you. If
the fans want it, I'll do it.
I tried for you though. I tried for you on that. I know how much you liked the last episode. So
we could do like a Super Battle Bowl and talk about some of the best fights in comics.
Super Battle Bowl. We could do that.
We could do that. Yeah.
Well, I will start penciling ideas down for
Better.
better things to do. Well, this saga of an episode, I think we touched on all the highlights of said comic by Brian Vaugn and Fiona Staples. We're both going to keep reading it. We found it very interesting. It went well with my caramel stout with the busted head in Farquhar, Virginia. I'm going to give that beer a rating of since it has heads on it, I have to go with Marco. I got he could show up at a
Mm.
Taco Bell around the corner from you. Taco Bell is a fine eating establishment. Maybe 5 out of 10 on the best Mexican restaurants in the world.
Uh, yeah, probably. Probably. It's the biggest one in the world, right?
It is. And how would you rate your Beal?
Well, so my beer, again, to remind everyone, is called Sci-Fi Hamster Wheel. And this story is like a sci-fi hamster wheel because it just keeps going and going and going. It just keeps turning. So I am going to rate it. You rated yours Marco, right?
Yes.
I'll just give mine an Alana rating, and we'll just go with
Alana. So
we'll go with the couple there. We didn't talk
we're,
about her very much.
we're gonna pair it.
Yeah,
Well, another thing about the story, they're kind of the same character, a little bit, a little bit.
a little bit. Yeah,
One of the things I didn't like as much. There's not much enough differentiating. Maybe that's because couples kind of blend together and they start looking the same once you read enough about them.
yeah, and I think as the story goes on, they do separate them a little bit because there are times when they're like separated physically in the story as well. So it happens. Be patient, man. Be patient.
Be patient. Okay. Well, if you liked all our ramblings and our drinkings tonight and want to hear more about the toys that we would make from this comic book series or any other comic book series or movie, you can email us at cbcopodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up at Twitter at cbco_podcast or look at our Instagram at cb comic books underscore cold ones. Something in there with words.
You got it.
Get-
Words. Just look up words.
hit us up there. Rate us on wherever you downloaded this podcast and listen to it. 5 stars. We'll love you for life.
Yes, we
And maybe
will.
KMac will invite you over to play with his GI Joe aircraft carrier.
Hey, anyone who emails the show about that, I will see if I can find that, and if I have it, I will put that shit together. I feel like they probably threw it away. My parents, they don't appreciate the finer things like GI Joe aircraft carriers.
Your parents threw away their complete retirement savings if they threw that thing away.
They might have. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I'm gonna go double check this weekend. Oh, oh,
That plastic's worth a lot.
it is worth a lot. Oh man, yeah. Because if you think about it, so we'll just digress for a second. How many of those do you think were actually purchased by people? Like, how many? Couldn't be many, right?
No, wait. Well, the math is one per elementary school above a certain threshold of people that can afford it. Because you couldn't have any more than one kid have it. Because that's the rule. Everybody that's gone through
Hmm.
anywhere only knew one kid that had it at their school. So all we have to do is find out a 1987, 86,
I think I got it in '85.
85. 1985 median income, search for all the schools with that level, and then say one kid, and then add an extra 25% on for all the other kids, maybe. That's the statistics of the number of G.I. Joe aircraft.
Probably.
But speaking of Branson, I did see one in the box in a knickknack shop in Branson,
Wow.
Missouri, one time visiting my sister, and they had it hanging up, and it was fully in the box, and this was probably 1998. And
Goodness.
I think they were trying to sell it for 450 then.
Wow. Yeah. So the year it came out was '85. Oh man. And so okay. So on eBay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro '85 JoJo aircraft carrier, $2,500.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, oh man, I got to see if it's not there, but I'll double check anyway. Oh, all right. Enough digression.
Once again, I'm Yek, and
No. You're not Yek. You're
Yek.
the
I,
Yek.
The Yak.
Yek. Come on.
Freelancer. And
Freelancer extraordinaire.
signing out, and
And I am the KMac, also a freelancer extraordinaire, signing out. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And, check back soon. We'll be back shortly, I'm sure. Right, Yek?
of course.